like this activation transmitter that heads you towards achieving the feel good of delivering the result. We are now in GCQ, and so what does that mean? Well, we know a few things that remain the same. Wear your mask, wash your hands, keep the distance, act with love, and be 100% committed to the plan. Now, the important thing is whenever there's a change of an executive order, one thing that we do is we jump into the detail of it. Okay, and this is what an executive order looks like, and we go through important things like the allowed businesses at full capacity, business process operating, BPOs like ours are, but there are some caveats over that. Some of the things to be really understanding of too. So we go through submission of documents. There's new monitoring required for inside the business as well. So there'll be more updates on that soon. The big thing here though is public transportation, because when we have the change of these restrictions, unless there's the right level of public transportation, we need to ensure that it's safe for people to get to work. So what's happening right now is we've got private transportation and corporate transportation is possible, but public transportation is limited. And like we saw last time we went from ECQ to MECQ to then GCQ, there was still a very big lag when it came to public transportation. And so one of the risk factors that comes next is that while there is limited public transportation, if that means we've got long queues and people not abiding to the actual queuing, then it places people in a situation of risk. So what we're committed to do here is watch to see what happens with public transport across the next week or two before we can get into a planning of coming back to work. Into the office itself. Clearly we're all working because we're working from home, or those that are working live in the office. So we'll continue to keep you updated this week as we monitor the progress of the public transport, and we can start to get a plan in place. We must also be conscious of the fact that even though it's GCQ, that doesn't mean that suddenly the virus is gone. The virus is still there. So everyone's commitment for not just us at GoVA, but for the entire city, to keep the hygiene and the social distancing up so that we don't revert back to ECQ again. So I think we need to be diligent during this time and be patient as well versus responding too fast. We'll watch to see what happens. All right, power of the top three. Now, each day, as you set your day out, pick what are the top three tasks to deliver and ask this question: what are your top three items that will have the biggest impact on your goals and mission in your role? Then chunk these down so they can be delivered within the day. Here's an example of chunking these down and putting them in to do this too, of top three tasks. Now, they're not the only things that you'll do for the day, but make sure you get those top three nice and clear. Then what this interesting thing that happens for you is that the brain responds as you start to put down with clarity what it is that you need to do. Dopamine is released in the brain. Now, it's often thought of dopamine, and we talk about it as like a feel-good neurotransmitter. In fact, what it's doing is it's like this activation transmitter that heads you towards achieving the feel-good of delivering the result. Now, it can also be utilized for kind of keeping people in a procrastination mode, so they go into kind of fear. And one of the beautiful things when you write down or type out with precision and accuracy and specificity the tasks that you're going to do, it gets so clear in your mind that it starts to have the dopamine release towards the prefrontal cortex so that you can go forth and take action and deliver the result. So this is why doing the planning each day before the day begins from a physiological perspective is so critical, so we go off and deliver our highest results. Now, the other beautiful thing happens is when we tick those items off and say they've been completed, then we get this other neurotransmitter release as well that makes us feel really good. And there's this funny thing. It takes just as much energy to wish as it does to plan. So rather than wishing for things to occur, will them into action by getting that plan down nice and clear and take action all the way through your day. Stay safe, act with love, and be a leader in all that you do. You've got this. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.